I spent over half a year eating as clean as possible, and it was a complete waste of time. Back in the start of 2025, there were a bunch of health maxing trends going on within the fitness community. You were seeing the carnivores thriving, those wooden cutting board people going viral, and there was a rise of longevity YouTubers and influencers like Brian Johnson. So of course, me being me, I gave it a try. For months and months, I went low carb. I would wake up 4 a.m., fast until 8 o'clock, I'd have everything dialed in, black coffee only, then I would only eat meat throughout the day, and yeah, sure, you know what, I did feel better. The mental clarity was far more superior to eating carbs in the morning. In the afternoon, I would come home right after the gym, open up my door, take out my wooden cutting board, chop myself up some beef, chop myself up some chicken. Then I tried periods of time where I would only integrate vegetables into that. I would eat completely clean, have minimal processed carbs, only peas, carrots, broccoli, and once again mentally I felt better than ever. And yes, my health was fantastic. Now I can't fully attribute that to the diet and the clean eating. In that period of time I did work out a lot, but my sleep was amazing, my mental health was amazing, my resting heart rate was down to around 40. I would hit 38 on some days, which to be fair I still do hit now, but back then it was much more consistent. So if eating healthy made my life better in so many different ways, why do I say that it was a waste of time? Where the time wasting came in is in my lack of priorities. If you're going to eat so-called healthy, don't expect that to be optimal for weight loss. Don't expect that to be optimal for muscle growth. I spun my wheels for basically half a year and I did not put on much muscle mass in those 6 months. People will tell you that, oh, you can gain weight, you can put on muscle on carnivore, you can lose weight on carnivore, you can lose weight on keto. If you are doing a diet specifically for your health, for your mental health, that doesn't always equate to the best diet for weight loss. It doesn't always equate to the best diet for muscle growth. What I've come to find is, yeah, you can probably put on muscle in the first couple of years of training if you are eating low carbs, if you are eating super clean, if you're just having vegetables and meat. But if you're not getting in a higher carb intake, if your diet is strictly meats, you are not going to make as much progress. And in the first few months of exercise, if you're trying to build your physique, it's only year 1 or year 2, yeah, sure, you're still gonna see a lot of progress. But when I've been lifting for nearly half a decade, the results that I got were really minimal, and if I could go back in time, I would have added far more quicker digesting carbs, and I would have taken the L on the mental state. Now, since my channel is primarily focused on weight loss, the same thing applies to weight loss. And now this is where it gets tricky. If you eat healthy, you are going to lose weight faster, and you are overall going to get leaner in the short term. What do I mean by this? Eating completely healthy, having minimal processed carbs, having minimal junk food will in the end only leave cravings for more junk food. There has not been a single person that I have ever met who can eat perfectly clean for years and years on end without something going wrong. And in my case, the diets where I did incorporate some junk food within the actual plan were far more sustainable to the diets where I ate perfectly clean. You see, if you're always going to restrict junk food on your weight loss diet, then your body's going to make up for it by making you binge, basically. And binging is far worse than having, a little bit of junk food here and there. Because if you have a little bit of sugar throughout the day, if you have a little bit of candy, if you have things that you enjoy that make your diet sustainable, then yeah, maybe you're going to lose weight slower, but at the end of the day, you're going to lose weight. On the flip side, if you restrict yourself and then end up eating all those junk foods in one day, you're messing up your sleep, you're messing up your heart health, you're damaging your organs, and you're also going to gain far more weight and basically reset like a week of progress. So now at the end of the day, am I saying that you should not eat healthy, that your diet should be 100% junk food, 100% goy slop? No. I'm not. But if you do have fitness goals, don't fall for the propaganda that says you should be eating low carb all the time. If you want to gain muscle, it's more preferable to have higher carbs in your diet. If you want to lose fat, it's also better to have higher carbs in your diet as long as your fats and proteins are on point. It's typically best if your diet is like 80% healthy and then 20% junk food. You might get judged for it, or you might judge yourself in the moment, but do always remember that long-term sustainability is what counts here. Just because you can stick to it now in the short term doesn't mean that when your diet fatigue kicks in, 3 months down the road, that you're still going to be able to sustainably eat like this. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, consider subscribing to the channel, and press the first link in the description to join our community.